Long enough to cover the subject and short enough to keep it interesting. Welcome to Out of My League. I'm Nick Diaz. Surprise. This is my face. This is what I look like. Sorry to just disappoint some of you, but so I'm in a hotel in Lafayette. Reason being is because I got a new job, but my apartment isn't ready until in June or so. So I'm staying in a hotel. Not very spacious, but it'll do. Problem is, Wi-Fi is no good. So all I can do is record on my phone and upload it to YouTube with the internet connection I have on my phone. So this is what we're gonna be dealing with for I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks, or at least until the Wi-Fi situation gets taken care of, or if I go to another hotel. But I thought I'd just recap what some of the stuff that happened this week and just let y'all know some of my thoughts on stuff. So LSU baseball, they get a series win over Alabama. LSU baseball delayed the inevitable this weekend. They just did. Now, I know that's a glass half empty way to look at things. And look, yeah, it did feel good to beat Alabama, but I would feel a hell of a lot better and I would feel a hell of a lot better sleeping at night. Not that I sleep that well at night right now, if they had swept Alabama. Because now, if they want to get into the postseason, they have to sweep A&M. They just have to. They have to sweep Texas A&M, which is a very doable thing because A&M sucks, but you never want to be in a situation in sports where you have to do something in baseball. And it's a different kind of sport than, say, football or basketball, which are more physically taxing sports, more about physical aggression, brute strength, speed. Baseball is a sport of averages. And when you have to overcome those averages, you're usually not in a good place. So that's where LSU baseball is. Now they can do it, but they have to cross their fingers, even if they do sweep A&M, they have to cross their fingers still that they'll get into the postseason after, the SEC championship, whatever happens there. But more importantly is, with this season, talk about delaying the inevitable, is pulmonary. So I was having a conversation with somebody about a month ago. And do y'all remember the Tennessee game where he just went into the dugout and just sort of had this defeatist attitude and just sad look on his face and just shrugged his shoulders and crossed his legs and his hands and just said, looked like he'd just given up. Well, remember when he sort of left Buzzy Heidel out to dry in the post game after Vanderbilt or that blowout loss? I remember it because I was producing that game for LSU Sports Radio. He left Buzzy Heidel in the post game out to dry. Never happened. And I said after that moment, sure, Pulmonary wears his emotions on his sleeve. He's always been kind of an emotional guy in the dugout, wears his heart out. But that moment, I said, it's over. Pulmonary's going to retire. He's going to quit. He's just going to retire. Because when you disrespect someone or do something out of the ordinary, that you're so upset or so defeated or so apathetic, you just put your hands up in the air and say, I'm just so concerned about me and my feelings. Now, look, Paul's a good guy. I don't think he meant to disrespect Buzzy Heidel or really anyone else, but the defeatist mindset that he's been showing all season long in the dugout, post-game interviews. But when that Buzzy Heidel thing happened, I said, man, I was producing. I was on the other end of the microphone, and I said to myself, he's done. It's over. And it turns out, a couple weeks ago, the sources, I should say, from credible media members are saying, look, we have it on good accord through people we know that Pulmonary and Scott Woodward had that conversation, and Pulmonary probably just said, fuck it, dude, I can't do this shit anymore. And I don't blame him. He's had 2 neck surgeries. His dad dying really took a lot out of him. And I both thought, full disclosure, I did graduate from high school with his youngest son. I wasn't, haven't talked to him in years, but, we knew each other, had a lot of classes together. So full disclosure, it's not that I have sources with him, but maybe I'm biased towards the Manaries just a little bit because I know their son and know a little bit about their family. But his dad dying, the neck surgeries, plus COVID taking a lot out of every coach that's over 55 or over 60. If he says, screw it, I don't want to do this anymore, so be it. But yeah, it felt great to beat Alabama. Of course it did. But I woke up the next morning and I said to myself, what's the point? If we all know how this is going to end. Sure, it's great to give guys like Cruz and Trey Morgan experience in the postseason, even if it's just for 2 games. But still, and is that a defeatist, spoiled, rotten LSU baseball fan's opinion? You're damn right it is. But I don't think anyone, or including myself, should apologize for that opinion. So real quick about the Pelicans, we always use the term genius. Yeah, we throw around the genius title a lot. Genius this, genius that. Well, David Griffin, we've been talking about, is a genius. Oh my God, he's a genius. He's a genius. But to me, David Griffin may be a smart guy, but some of the moves he's been making, and we all know what they are, is he really a genius? I mean, does he deserve the genius card? I mean, so for example, my dad's in tech. He's a sales rep. Now, my dad's not a genius, but when we deal with computers at my house with my mom, me, even my brother to some extent when he was younger, we would look at my dad and he would fix a problem technically with the computers or our phones or the Wi-Fi, which I could use them right now, or the television. He would just fix them like that. And we would go, oh my God, Dad, you're a genius. Well, no, my dad's really smart, but he's not a genius. We're all just a bunch of dumbasses. I think because New Orleans has never really seen a smart, intelligent, vibrant leader in basketball, for president of basketball operations, general managers, stuff like that, we just gave this genius tag to David Griffin. Well, maybe he didn't deserve it. Still a smart guy, and maybe he can still figure this stuff out. But, if you don't get to the playoffs, now you're to the point where if you don't get to the playoffs next year, the clock is ticking with Zion Williamson. We'll see what moves he makes. Last thing with Kim Mulkey, her speech, short and sweet. I thought I would expect a little bit more. Maybe it's because I was at the press conference for her getting introduced as LSU's head basketball coach, and it said to me that being home meant more to her than being in the Hall of Fame. Now, also, I think the rush of emotions happened all at once because it happened very quickly in a matter of 1 week, where she got the LSU job, where she's known about this for about a year, that she was going to be in the Hall of Fame. But, great promotion for LSU. I thought she did a great job of, very different than her other speeches that she's given, where she gave credit to all of her players, coaches, administrators that's helped her through the years. And, I just thought it was interesting that, of all the sound bites that she got as LSU's basketball coach and being introduced as LSU's new basketball coach, that meant more to her than being in the Hall of Fame, and maybe the greatest Hall of Fame in all of professional sports, in all of sports, because it's not just professional, it's college, pro, high school, everything. So congrats to Kim Mulkey. It's also her birthday today. So great weekend for LSU all around, and great promotion more from Kim Mulkey. And I guess I'll see y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. It seems we're going to be doing this from now on, but I'll keep you all updated with some stuff.